Hello, 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 Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, guys, and this is TransurfingTV. Man, oh man, I feel like I've been reborn. I have to say, I don't know, getting sick, and I know I've brought this up a couple of times, and it's not a very transurfing thing to do, like talking about being sick. But I actually feel like I went through like chrysalis or something. I went into a cocoon and came out feeling empowered and better and so much energy and new thoughts of new directions to take things and ways in which I can do things better. And I have to admit that I'm feeling as though getting sick is now like a thing that's going to help me. I know it sounds crazy, but ever since coming out of it, I feel absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. It's really cool. So part of what has helped me through the stages that I have gone through lately, not only with getting sick, but also with moving, with reestablishing myself, with, the ups and downs of doing something that there's no blueprint for, right? This is probably the most challenging aspect of what it is that I'm doing with my life and with transurfing right now is there's no blueprint. It's kind of you're creating your story. There's nobody in front of me that I can kind of mimic or follow. And as this lesson is going to explain, and I've actually already read this, I read this a while back and I started doing this, and oh my God, it is game changer city. So don't miss out on this video. Don't stop this video a couple minutes in. Watch it till the end. And really, in my opinion, I'll give my advice. If you want something for yourself, do this thing. And it's like, you'll see it. It's real. It helps you pull that version of reality through the backside of the mirror. And this is what I've been doing. And I really do feel as though this has upped my transurfing game. So it is a powerful, powerful lesson. It's called Chapter 11, The Artifact of Intention. So before I get started on this, remember to like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel, join us on the Facebook group, the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group, reality_transurfing Instagram, and courses down below. And remember, all Reality 2.0 students that are watching this, you got Mo Money and Becoming Magnetic, the deluxe editions, completely free as bonuses. So remember to log back into your Teachable account and access those, because I brought my highest and best here. These are my absolute highest and best, and I know that you will value infinitely from them. Okay, so let's get started. The artifact of intention, and this is hands down my favorite one so far. Here I describe a very old but powerful technique that is definitely effective in our current conditions, in which a person's attention has been kidnapped and trapped. Dun dun dun. To use this technique, you will need a symbolic physical token, such as a small doll, talisman, amulet, or souvenir. It can be any physical item that gives you optimism or a sense of friendliness. This could be a gift that you received from someone, or something that you bought yourself, perhaps something you made with your own hands or stumbled upon by accident. What is important is that it gets your positive attention. Okay, so as an example, this is mine. I bought, I don't know if you can see this because too much flash, but I bought this one for my birthday. It's Zeus and Nike. And I bought this one a couple months ago. This is Saint Christopher, the saint of protection. And these both have symbolic meaning to me. This is This is my inner observer and my overseer, both on this one. The inner observer being Zeus and the overseer being Nike. And then this is Saint Christopher that is protecting me on my journey. And then I have them on this really cool Cartier chain that I bought a while back that I just absolutely love and feels really good. So this is my artifact of intention. So we will get into what it does specifically. The technique utilizes simple spoken rituals that are performed in the morning and the evening. Take your token and say to it, "Good morning, then good evening, my dear. I love you and take care of you, and you help me achieve what I strive for." Then you announce your intention to it along with the goal that you want to achieve. For example, my world loves me, my world takes care of me, and I will meet my other half, or my other half will find me. The company that I prefer will offer me an excellent job. I am achieving my life project perfectly. I own my own home, I achieve my own goal, my affairs go up, and so on. The things you seek to achieve. Each game has one wish. If the desires are numerous, then you should use separate tokens and statements for each. Make sure that your address is brief, clear, and specific, and in a positive form that addresses the present or the future. This formula is far from being a hope or a prayer, and is therefore a form of intention without condition or justification. When you declare your intention, you should not wish, but say, "I intend to do and I will do." Intend to obtain it and you will obtain it. When the declaration of intention is worded correctly, then you will feel a sense of self-confidence. You know that you will obtain what it is you seek. Boom. Regardless of the simplicity and innocence of the token, the game itself is very serious. I will explain how this game becomes useful and why. There are two functions in the mechanism of the game. The first function is the intention hook. In our current reality, we are pressured by the effectiveness of capturing human attention and all the weight that it possesses, which makes focusing on the intention of achieving your goal increasingly difficult. You can see for yourself from your daily experience how many and varied intentions there are, how you postpone them for another time, and how many urgent actions appear that cannot tolerate postponement. In addition to the various circumstances that distract a person's attention and do not give him even just a minute to be alone with himself where he could focus his thoughts on his goals. Not my problem. The effectiveness of these rituals that has been demonstrated. To get the results you want, incorporate them into your daily program by focusing your attention on what regularly needs to be done. It is not as straightforward to prove the second function because it lies in the metaphysical and physical intangible domain. There is another world on equal footing with the physical world that exists objectively yet invisibly. It is also inhabited by an infinite, precise material substance whose experience is as real as ours. We perceive that the world only indirectly and in the form of phenomenon whose activities are supernatural. The very essence of this world in turn does not perceive our existence except in the form of flashes or high quality projections of another dimension. Oh my God, I love it. I absolutely love it. I've got the chills right now. I've read this a number of times and I freaking love it. Imagine that you are digging in a cultural layer millions of years old and you stumble upon something that is clearly not natural and most likely does not originate from planet Earth. In that moment, you will be filled with awe and reverence because what you see is stranger than anything you could have imagined. Something like this is called the artifact. The encyclopedia defines this as a process, a thing, or a characteristic of a thing or process whose appearance is impossible or rare to have happened due to natural causes. Its presence is an indication or sign of purposeful interference in the process, or a sign that there are factors that, could not have been taken into account. The same applies to an object illuminated by intention, for it is imagined by an infinitely precise substance such as the artifact, which arouses a lot of curiosity. Here, the world of other material things that surrounds us remains a world that is invisible to us and invisible to substance. As a rule, we do not give importance to things and we do not place intentions in them. Instead, we use them automatically as equipment, work tools, or appearances. A statement of I am is the only general link between our worlds as it is made in intention and love. Therefore, if you set an intention in a material thing, it will transform from a dead part of matter to an object of power. It becomes invisible in the subtle world, and the essence will see it, an artifact of intentions. And the essence will see it in an artifact of intention, an indication of an intentional and purposeful interference coming from another parallel reality. When I included love in addition to intention, the artifact will come into the limelight and attract the attention of the essence as nectar attracts butterflies. Okay, so I'm going to tell you pretty shortly what this has exactly done for me. This essence is an independent and self-standing essence. It does not belong to the pendulums. It can be of various sizes, large or small, but the level of its development is modest and has no direct path to our world. However, it pays great attention to it. And if the chance appears before it to enter our world, then it will not hesitate to communicate with it. I'll tell you what happened to me in a moment where it directly communicated with me. It was pretty awesome. I've written in a previous book that man is able to create his essence, his specter of imagination, and to keep this alive by using the energy of thought. You may be able to do this to adapt some mature essence to become your ally. Your intent, the artifact, is the connecting link like a telephone wire that connects you to your ally. It does not matter at all how it will be the communication between you, because the standards that you set are the ones that will achieve the communication. You are only required to pay constant and regular attention to this or that point and charge your intention and love with necessary energy. Simple morning and evening rituals will suffice perfectly. Thus, when you perform the ritual in question with your token, the essence will go over it as the butterfly goes over a flower. She enjoys the warmth of the rays of your love, and she will hear your intention openly. In general, it is not important that the substance understands what you want to say, because she only hears whether you say a fairy tale or a song that then flies like an echo to carry what she heard to all parts. My world loves me. My world cares about me. My beautiful dreams. We will meet soon. This is an echo, and it is this balanced addition that infuses your intention with noticeable extra power. Okay, so the summary of the chapter is as follows. There's a few brief points here, and then I'm going to talk specifically about what has happened with me. The summary of this chapter is as follows. If you set an intention in anything physical, it will transform from a dead part of matter into a position of power and become visible in the subtle world. 2, artifact intention becomes the connecting link and is like the telephone wire that establishes communication between you and your ally. 3, your address must be brief, clear, and specific, and must be done in a positive form that addresses the present or the future. In this way, it is not a formula for supplication or prayer. It is a form of intent that is not conditional and does not accept any interpretation. 4, if the address is worded correctly, then you will feel the usual feeling of self-confidence and know that you will get what you are looking for. 5, the aforementioned rituals focus attention on the target. All of my books, especially this book, are independent and self-contained essences. Another way to say this is that they are characters. These characters are stronger than me, as they are the ones who write themselves. It is not me who writes them. When a book writes itself, she writes herself as she wants, not as I want her to be. Then she is the one who leads the work of the publishing house. The editors have told me that sometimes my books force them to completely reconsider their plan, as if it came from a new manager not knowing where and how it appeared. In the last 6 months of working on this book, I used to find myself every month in the situation in which I said to myself, I have reached the end. But then it was not the end. And each time some strength appeared, raising some questions and forced me to work on answering them. This book is in itself the subject of strength or artifact strength. I am absolutely certain of it. It is true that I am the direct executor, but all the time she was grabbing me and pulling me to take me everything she needed. Okay, so I freaking know exactly what he's talking about here. This thing has taken on the power of what it is that I intend to do with reality transurfing. This is leading me. It is helping me to understand when my actions are in fact serving me and my intentions, or when they are not. I'll give you a specific example in a moment. And it is also that telephone wire to what I am perceiving to be behind the mirror. So whenever I look at this, it's like it serves at least 5 or 6 different functions. Whenever I see it, I remember what my intention is. It's like a thought form or a slide almost. And I remember specifically what my intention is, and I tune my frequency. It keeps my frequency tuned to that intention and that version of reality. It also helps me to navigate my reality. So like I said, this is Zeus and Nike, and then this is Saint Christopher, the saint of protection. So it leads me. This is my inner observer and my overseer, and then this is my world taking care of me, if you will. So before I moved here, I was going to the grocery store one day, and I pulled up in my car, and there was a Porsche parked in between 2 different handicap spots. So literally, a Porsche without a handicap placard was riding the line, taking up 2 handicap spots. And I can't believe I'm even going to tell this story, but I just want you to know, like, this is exactly how this has happened for me. This is when this started to communicate to me. At the same time, a woman pulled up that had a handicap placard and saw the Porsche, and it was amazing that I was there to encounter all of this. She saw the Porsche and she realized she couldn't park there, so she had to drive around to the backside of the parking lot, which I watched, and parked further away. I didn't see her get out of her car, but obviously she wasn't able to use the designated handicap spots. So my lower self kicked in, and I went into the grocery store, and I thought to myself, when I come out of the grocery store, I'm going to key that Porsche. I'm going to run my key down that Porsche. My blood was boiling, and I felt like the person just had, it was just rotten. And I judged. I'll admit it, I judged. So I thought to myself, if that Porsche is still out there, when I come out, I'm going to key that Porsche. So I go through the grocery store and I'm shopping, and all of a sudden I feel some kind of energy coming from this. And I look down, and I swear it was like my overseer said, No, you're not keying anything. You're not going to act like that anymore. You're not going to do those sorts of things anymore. You're not going to have those thoughts anymore. Those aren't in line with what your intention is. You follow what is in line with your intention only, and everything else you are going to have to cycle out of. So that was the first time that it spoke to me. And subsequently after that, it has spoken to me numerous times, even with small things like maybe eating some junk food. Nope, don't do that. You need to be at your highest and best. Sitting on the couch watching Netflix. No, you have to go into the office and do this thing because it's been waiting for your attention. It is not only protecting me and guiding me, it is my connection to this version of reality that I have intended, pulling that reality through the mirror. And at the same time, it's my slide and my thought form. So it's pretty damn powerful. This is my artifact of intention. I highly, highly, highly suggest it. As Vadim stated, pick a command of your artifact that is simple and clear. Mine is very, very ambiguous. I am going to take Reality Transurfing big, right? This is all it is. Everything that's in line with that, this helps me steer in that direction. Anything that is against that, this pulls me away from that direction. It keeps me focused. It keeps me centered. It keeps my thoughts in line with this version of reality, my actions in line, my frequency in line. And oh my God, it's freaking happening. If you guys knew what was happening behind the scenes, you would be like, wow, it's sped up exponentially behind the scenes. So this is the artifact of intention, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below, questions, all that jazz. I will answer them all. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys.